With 72 guns in the entire game, it can be hard to find the best guns out of all the trash. So today we're going to go over the perfect loadout for GTA Online. Before the video starts, I just want to say we're going to be going over Mark II weapons, which you can only get from weapon workshops, which you can buy as upgrades in like service vehicles like the Avenger, Mock Center, and Terabyte. I'm also going to be using loadouts that have special ammo, which you can get from Bunker Research. So this first bit is going to be a loadout if I could only use one gun from each class. So when I say class, I mean like a section on the weapon wheel. Okay, so for the pistol section, I was going to say the Perico pistol because that's the one I use like all the time. But I found out about the best combo for the entire pistol section. If you use the heavy revolver Mark II with the incendiary rounds, it is, wow, it's amazing because the heavy revolver already does so much damage and the fire slowly does damage to them after they've been shot. So it's basically a guaranteed kill every single time, no matter where you hit them. For the SMG and machine gun slot, so like the top right, I would say the machine pistol or micro SMG, since you could use them in cars and they're pretty good outside. So like using them to just kill NPCs, like close range especially, they're very nice. But if you want to focus more on combat outside of your car, I would definitely recommend the Combat MG because it has like 200 bullets if you get the big magazine, and you can upgrade it to Mark II and it just goes crazy. Okay, the rifle slot. There's one gun here that everybody should have in their rifle slot, and that is the Special Carbine Mark II. Now this has been the best gun for like ages now, and it's probably going to be the best for a very long time because there's no recoil on it. The damage is very nice, and just overall it's a very well-rounded gun because it's good for close range and long range. The sniper shot, this is probably my favorite one to use because it's another Mark II and special ammo combination, because here we have the heavy sniper Mark II with explosive rounds. You can probably imagine how overpowered this is because you have a whole long range sniper that could blow up normal vehicles in like one hit. I think it blows up helicopters in like 2 or 3 hits, but still it has like basically infinite range, which is insane. The shotgun slot, this one was also really easy. The assault shotgun any day of the week because it's fully automatic and with a drum magazine. It has 32 shots in one magazine, which is completely outrageous. And because it's a shotgun, it does crazy good damage close range. But for some reason, this gun's really good at long range as well. Like if you hit in the head, it one hits from far away. The next slot is the heavy weapons. Now, if you're using the heavy sniper with explosive rounds, there's no need for an RPG or a homing launcher. So I'd probably just use a minigun, maybe a Widowmaker. It doesn't really matter between the two since they're super similar. Finally, we have throwables. Now, I'm definitely gonna pick sticky bombs because this has been my like go-to for the entire time I've played the game. Okay, before we go on to the best loadout overall, we're gonna go over a couple of honorable mentions because there are some guns which I really wanted to put in the list but couldn't because they weren't like as good. So first up we have the service carbine, the M16 rifle, but with a suppressor on it. It just sounds so good. And just take a listen. The SMG Mark II. Now this one's interesting because the SMG Mark I is completely different to the Mark II. It's like owning 2 different guns because the Mark II can be used on bikes, and honestly it's a lot better than using like the AP pistol or micro SMG because you could use special types of ammo like the full jacket rounds, which do more damage to vehicles and metal things in general. And finally, the AP pistol. Now this has always been the gun that I used when driving because it shoots quickly and has good range on it, so it's pretty well-rounded. The only reason I didn't mention it at the top is because I replaced it with the machine pistol because it sounds a lot better and they're pretty similar. Anyways, onto the best loadout overall. For the pistol slot, we have the heavy revolver Mark II with the incendiary rounds, the Perico pistol, and the AP pistol, for the reasons that I mentioned before. But we've got 3 more which are quite interesting. So the stun gun, up and atomizer, and the flare gun. Now these 3 are what I like to call utility guns, especially the up and atomizer, because these guns aren't used for like killing people. They're used for like an actual purpose. I mean the taser is just pretty fun to use. The flare gun, okay, so it's a bit useless, but the up and atomizer helps you like get your car out of weird positions. So I would definitely recommend the up and atomizer. The other 2, you can use them if you want, but it's not too important if you don't. Now for the top right slot, the SMG and machine gun. Personally, I would use the machine pistol, and the combat MG Mark II. A machine pistol to use while driving, the combat MG to use when I get out, because you could just hip fire waves of enemies without having to reload, which is so broken. For the assault rifle section, the special carbine Mark II, easily. There's no debate, there's no questioning it. That's the only gun I take in my loadout. For snipers, again, just a heavy sniper. Now, I do sometimes take a suppressed sniper rifle with me because this is good for stealth, but normally I just use like my suppressed shotgun, which does the job, which is the next slot actually, the assault shotgun. Now, I always have a suppressor on this gun because it sounds so much nicer and the damage is hardly affected considering it's a shotgun. It's supposed to do a lot of damage anyway, so putting a suppressor on top of it doesn't do anything. And of course, the drum magazine has to be added on because 32 bullets in one magazine is amazing. For heavy weapons, honestly, I would just use all of them, but like if I had to choose between like a couple of them, I'd probably choose the homing launcher and the minigun. But realistically, I carry all of them with me. For throwables, I have all of them, but I basically only use sticky bombs. And for the melee slot, which I forgot last time, I only have the stone hatchet because it gives you that like Trevor's ability where you don't take any damage after hitting somebody with it, which can be quite useful for running away, that's basically all I use it for. It's just running away from people. But with that, the video is over. So you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.